Hello. I hope you can hear me. We will wait for 5 minutes for people to join. 2 or 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes for people to join. We will wait for 2, 3 minutes for people to join because the count is increasing, and I hope we will have many more people. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me. Virag, Harish, Johnny, John, can you all hear me? Yes. I think we can start now. We have more than 100 viewers. So first, good afternoon, my dear friends. I am really thankful to all of you that you have joined this Facebook Live session at such a short notice. There were some important updates which I felt I was keen on sharing with you all. Hence, I decided to do this Facebook Live personally. So first, I would really like to thank all of you for such a phenomenal response for our Smart India Hackathon 2020. I don't know how I would like to before getting into details, I would like to share some data. So till date, we have received approximately 10,000 entries, team entries, in spite of putting seal or cap on number of entries per college. So that's a phenomenal thing. So initially for software, we were allowing 5 entries, and for hardware, we were allowing 2 entries. And we allowed 2 entries also as waitlist for both the categories. So we had 5 plus 2 for software and 2 plus 2 for hardware. So total 11 entries we had allowed. We have decided to consider all those 11 entries if you have submitted. So we have increased the cap to ensure that we give as much as participation as possible for students. That's there. When we looked at the data, when the submission was closed, when we looked at data, we realized that 174 software problem statements and about 46 hardware problem statements received less than 20 entries. Hence, we opened it till we have opened those problem statements till 20th of February, and now we are going to allow 2 entries per college per category. Okay, it means that colleges will able to submit 2 entries in software category and 2 entries in hardware category. We will request college to ensure that both those entries are not for the same problem statement. So more 4 entries you are eligible to submit. So in total now, we will have 15 entries per college allowed. You have already submitted 11 entries before, and these additional 4 entries which you may submit till 20th, that is 20 of February. So I think I am very clear in this regard. Okay, so go to our SIH website, look at the problem statements which we have opened. We have received entries for each and every problem statement, but we have put a cutoff of 20. So anything less than 20 for any problem statement, we have reopened that problem statement for a week. So you have this opportunity, and I genuinely believe that you should grab this opportunity to share more entries. Ideally, we want new students to submit those entries. Okay, so we are not allowing duplication of teams. Okay, so let me be very clear. So if a team has submitted its entry for a problem statement, we will not allow, or we are not very keen on those teams resubmitting the problems new entry. Okay, so that is also very clear. When it comes to some other kind of data, we have received about 7,000 team entries for software and about 3,000 team entries for hardware. For hardware category, the last date of submission is 11th of March. So we have given more time for hardware because our hardware edition will be in month of June. Then regarding results, so we have already started evaluation of the submitted entries, and we hope to finish this evaluation by end of this month. So around 27, 28, we will start compiling results, and maybe 1st or 2nd of March, we will go ahead and announce those results. These dates are just tentative. We will make announcements in due course of time when actually the results will be announced. So please don't start messaging us saying that when our results will be announced. So please take care of that. Okay, we are getting large number of emails, and majority of the emails are very silly queries. So please avoid sending such emails, because then we cannot attain to real major queries which are there, because it's very difficult for us. We are a small team, so it becomes very difficult for us to reply to each and every email. So please don't try to just shoot email for any small query. You can actually discuss, or there will be certainly some FAQs which are available, and request you to look into that before sending the queries. Okay, so that is very, very critical. Another thing which we have realized, in spite of making multiple requests, that you are not following our social media handles. Okay, we request you at least to follow my social media handle till the end of this hackathon, because we will be now putting out a lot of tweets and other messages. Apart from that, we are also requesting you to download our SIH app, because we will be sending messages also through that. What we have realized is when we are sending emails or SMSs, they are getting categorized as junk, and many of the times they are not reaching you. Okay, so please request. So my Twitter handle is Abhay Jere, ABHAYJERE. Okay, my Twitter handle, and our MHRD Innovation Cell handle is MHRD underscore innovation on Twitter. So please at least follow us on Twitter so that when we are making announcements, you will know. I am also available on Insta. My handle is Jere Abhay, JEREABHAY. And apart from that, you are already aware of the Facebook page because you are currently on this Facebook page. Okay, so please ensure that you follow us and help us share our messages also, spread our messages also, because we now hardly have any time left. Regarding nodal centers, we will be announcing nodal centers by end of next week. So you will have enough time to book your tickets accordingly. Okay. Even if the results are not announced, it's okay, because we are going to assign problem statement to a nodal center. So if you are applied for a particular problem statement, if you get selected, then that is going to be your nodal center. So you will know which nodal center you might, if you are selected, might have to go there. Okay. So then you can plan things accordingly. I hope everyone is aware that our grand finale is on 4th and 5th of April for software. Okay. Dates for hardware are still not finalized, but for software, we have already finalized the dates. That is 4th and 5th of April. We have already written to Prime Minister, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji, to join us, and we hope that we will get some we hope that he will also join us, but we have still not received confirmation, but we certainly, we are pretty sure that he will consider our request very, very positive. Okay, so that is another important message. The third message is that you need to start identifying your mentors. Okay, because last moment getting mentors become extremely difficult. So start talking to industry people, start talking to faculty, start talking to alumni of your institutes, and identify potential mentors. Because if you are going to get selected, then you will require mentors. So start building, start working from those aspects. Okay, uh, and last thing which I wanted to share was that, similar to last year, we will have grand finale uh, at around 40 centers, about 25 teams per center. 42, the final figure will be announced soon, but similar to last time. So about 1,000-1,200 teams will get selected. So we will try to work with evaluators on identifying best teams. We have already started training of evaluators and so on and so forth, to ensure that they choose best ideas which have been submitted from your side. Because now this year we have got very curated kind of submissions. So we hope that the ideas which have come to us are better as compared to last year. For example, I don't know how many of you will be aware, but last year we got 54,000 entries, and this year we have 10,000 entries. So there is 5 times reduction, or 1/5 of the entries which we have got. So that's a very positive sign. But when we looked at the data, because this year we had made internal hackathon compulsory, so, or we had recommended for shortlisting teams, the data which shows which is currently with us shows that about 70,000 teams participated in internal hackathons. So it's a very good number. You know, they have not just submitted ideas, but they actually participated in hackathon. So last year we had just initial submission by from about 2 lakh students. Here, 70,000 teams, which is approximately 76 or 42, about 4.2 lakh students participated in internal hackathon. So this is a very big achievement of this year's initiative. I would really like to congratulate you all, Spark, students, even institutions, for conducting these initiatives, supporting this initiative, because without your support, such kind of milestones certainly cannot be achieved. So this is what I wanted to share. Before taking questions, I will start looking at, there are a lot of comments which are coming. Before taking questions, I will once again request you all to follow me and our MHRD Innovation Cell on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. My personal handle on Twitter is Abhay Jere, ABHAYJERE. So now you can start shooting your questions, if you have any. Any questions, my dear friends? What if a PS has less than 5 submissions? Don't worry. If PS has less than 5 submissions, we are going to evaluate them. All the PSs will be, or all the entries will be evaluated on merit. So for every problem statement, we have assigned an evaluator. So even if that PS has 1 or 2 submissions, he will critically look at those submissions. If the submissions are good, then they will be taken forward. If the evaluator feels that the submissions are not good, we will say that this problem statement didn't receive any good quality submissions. So then what about evaluation results? I have already stated that the results will be announced between 28th of February and 3rd or 4th of March. We will announce date maybe around 25th of February. We will announce the date, because we are still working on evaluation. Can submitted ideas be resubmitted again? No. Please don't resubmit anything. If you have submitted your idea, we are going to consider it. Even if they are on the wait list, we are going to consider it during our evaluation. So please don't resubmit anything. How many teams are selected per problem statements? That's next question. I think that depends upon the quality of submissions. If some problem statements receive 5 good submissions, really good quality, we are going to select 5. If some problem statement receives, even if they receive 20 or 50 submissions, but none of them are good, we may not select any one of that. So we are going to select good. So that is going to be the criteria, irrespective of what is the number. Okay. So there could be a possibility that some problem statements we have 5 or 10 also, and for some problem statements we may have 0 in spite of submissions. Okay. Hardware. What about hardware results? Hardware results will be announced in due course of time, maybe by end of March or so. Again, those dates will be communicated to you. See, we both are of the same part of the team, right? We are together in all this. So we will be communicating with you. We will be informing you. Okay. So don't worry. Then what about second round nomination? I didn't get second round nomination means what? I don't know how to answer that. Unfair selection of our internal college hackathons. So we have got such multiple comments from large number of students. saying that there was unfair selection in their internal hackathon. See, these are the things which you have to deal with your college. I genuinely believe that college would like to send best of their teams. Okay, that is the pretext with which we are working. So there is always a grievance redressal mechanism in each and every college. So you should make use of those grievance redressal mechanisms at the central level, at MHRD. We will not able to help you much in that regard. You know, the reason is very simple. We don't know the which college is doing what. So we are going to trust students. We are going to trust colleges. We are going to trust Spox. Okay, and if some improvements need to be made in future for next edition, we are certainly open for suggestions. Okay, I am getting a lot of angry comments from some students. I don't know why, but I will be more than happy to address their concerns. Will you have any hands-on workshops for hardware ideas? No, we will not do any hands-on workshops for hardware ideas. We are doing hardware editions for last 2 years. The process is quite standardized. Will your team provide us a mentor? No, we are not going to provide any mentors to any of the students. We will request students to find their own mentors. 2 mentors will be allowed, similar to all our earlier editions. Ideally, we want 1 mentor from industry and 1 mentor from academia. So please get in touch with your alumni or industry in your vicinity and explain them or rope in them as mentors. For next question, for software ideas which require designed hardware around session, will you provide the hardware? No. Again, this question is there every time. No, we are not going to provide any hardware. You can come along with your own hardware and then you can take it back if your team has got selected. So you have to reach out to your college and actually try to identify that hardware or try to get that hardware. We are not going to keep that hardware with you, or you can get that hardware and you can hire that hardware if required, and you can come and while going back you can take it back. Okay, can a startup venture can also get some problems solved? No, no startup venture means, see, this Smart India Hackathon is restricted to students in technical institutions. So if you are a student of a technical institution currently, yes, you will be part of that. And and that was the reason we wanted Spox to go ahead and approve each and every team, stating that they know the team, they know that the team is from their college and so on and so forth. So that's the reason we had this box step. Okay. Next question. Sir, me and my team are very dedicated in this hackathon idea, but 2 of our developers are missing badly. Okay, this is another good question, whether you can change your teammates. Yes, eventually we allow students to alter their teams. So we don't allow change in team leader, but we allow changes up to 3 members per team. So we allow that. If your team is selected for grand finale, and if your team cannot, all the 6 members cannot travel, or there are some changes, or some of you feel that now the team members need to be changed, so we are allowing 3 changes per team. Okay, but we are not allowing change in team leader. So I hope I am very clear. Then so next question, can a team apply for multiple PSS? It's a very good question. If you are applying for hardware and software category, we are considering that, but not within software category. You stick to one problem statement only. uh, and you should give opportunity to others. So just stick to one problem statements. Till last year, we were allowing multiple entries per team. But what we realized is that it becomes very, very difficult for us during the result. And sometimes one team got selected to one problem statement, but that was not their priority. So they were not very happy that why they got selected for one particular problem statement and not for the other problem statement. So we have decided that we are not going to encourage this. My dear friends, please understand, this is a national initiative, and the numbers which we are trying to deal here are humongous. Okay, it becomes very, very difficult for us to evaluate because we want to do some genuine work. Okay, uh, each idea is going to get evaluated, submission by at least 2 or 3 people. Okay, two minimum. The reason which we want to ensure is that we want to remove personal biases. It can happen that one person may simply just not like your idea and say reject it, in spite of, although the idea may be good. So we are going to take two independent opinions on each submission. And if there is a clash, for example, if someone says an idea is, one says idea is accepted, the other says idea is rejected, we are going to take third person's opinion also. Okay, so it becomes a humongous task. So if we have received 10,000 entries, it means we have to evaluate minimum 20,000, so because every idea is looked at twice. So please understand that. So don't unnecessarily try to just push things on us, because it makes our life very difficult, and in turn it actually lowers down the quality, because we also have finite time. Okay, so let's cooperate and let's try to do our best. Next question. Uh, how many teams will be selected in each organization? Again, that's a very good question. There is nothing of that sort. We are not putting any cap or anything on that. If your idea is good, you will get selected. So, there will be no such thing that from one organization we are going to select only 2 teams or 3 teams. If 11 teams are sent from an organization, or 15 teams are there, and all 15 are very good, you will get selected. So don't worry about it. Quality of idea is going to be, or merit is going to be, the only consideration. When will the shortlisted results declared? I have already said that. We will request you to see the video before asking questions. Next question. Our problem statement is now not visible on SIH website. Yes, we have already said that. We have opened only 174 problem statements, okay, in software category. So we have closed down other problem statements. So it will not be visible. So only 174 problem statements are visible, and they will be visible till 20th of this February, 28th of 20 February, so that you can submit additional ideas or submissions. So, sir, what is the next step after college level selection? I think we have already said that. I have answered. One faculty, one mentor. I have answered many of the questions. How many team leaders get registered? Team leader. How many team leader gets registered? There is only one team leader currently which we are allowing. Other are team members. When you will be announcing results, I've already announced that. Our PS is not visible. I've talked about it. Can we modify problem statements? No, you are not allowed to modify problem statements, but you can add multiple features to your solution if you feel that this problem has much wider application. So go ahead, think as big as possible, think as wide as possible to ensure that you come up with innovative solution. Then is it necessary to register the team leader on SIH mobile app also? So we recommend that you should register on SIH mobile app because we are running a lot of contests there. We are also sharing messages and so on and so forth. So communication becomes much more easy for us. Apart from, as I said, you should also follow us on social media. So try registering with us on as many different platforms as possible, so that you will get the message. Because what we have realized is email is worst form of communication, because they end up in junk mail or spam. Because when we send it to about 5,000 people, 10,000 people from here. So you can understand, many of these algorithms from Gmail or Hotmail, they will put it in junk category. So just ensure that you follow us on multiple platforms. I think I have now answered majority of the questions. You can keep posting the questions, and members from my team will try and answer those. Also, based on your questions, we may go ahead and modify our FAQs also, so that we don't have to answer to each and every team member. But yes, your questions are welcome. We really sincerely appreciate that. And I really wish you best luck, and hope that your team gets selected for the grand finale. And let's be in touch. Let's make India proud. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it.